All right, so I went to the Chris Brown concert here in Alabama, and it was pretty good. It was pretty cool. It's pretty great. When we were in line, we got there at 4 o'clock. It was a lot of people, but as time went on, it was compared to what was lining up. It was not a lot of people when we got there, and it was a lot, but then it was a lot more. Yeah, we got there at a good time. But yeah, and then some lady behind us, like couple people behind us, she like passed out and was like throwing up. It's crazy. Like, take care of yourselves before you come outside, because nobody's about to stop. Nobody's about to give up their Chris Brown time for you, babe. It's just not happening. It's messed up, and it's a messed up world, but it's the truth. It's not happening, babe. So everybody like called 911, called EMTs or whatever, got her help. But everybody, once the line started moving, everybody was like, I was like, come on. I was with my sister. I was like, come on. But overall, Bryson Tiller did amazing. I could tell Bryson Tiller wanted to get in and get out. Bryson Tiller's energy is so authentic, you know? And outside of Trap Soul, I don't know any Bryson Tiller. But that shit showed me that I need to tap into Bryson Tiller 100% more. I'm locked in after that. His energy is just so authentic. And it's such a type of person that Chris would have on his tour. Because even when it comes to Janae, and she brought out Mila J, like, even when it comes to Summer Walker and Money Long, like, he has people he mess with heavy, who are authentic, for sure. But Bryson Tiller made me, like, I was upset that I didn't know all of his songs that he played. That's how good it was. That's how good he was. You could definitely tell that he was ready to get in and get out, though. He was like, because at one point he did like 2 songs. He did like 2 or 3 songs, and then he left. And then he said, y'all mind if I come back? It was like, did he forget he was supposed to come back out here and do some more songs? I don't know if he forgot or what. Or he just, I don't know what that was. But he came back out, and then he still had the crowd jumping. It was like, even if you didn't know his shit, we was moving. Like, it was like, okay. Like, it was still great. Like, the fire, we were like high up. Because first of all, yeah, we were high up. Like, Summer wasn't gonna be there. We don't know a lot of Bryson, and we've seen Chris twice. So 11/11 was great. So we've just seen, we basically, from this show, it's basically the show we got before. You know, just 2 different open acts. Janae Aiko and Mila J did phenomenal. It was a lot more people that was actually jumping to, like, up and moving to Janae and Mila J. Like, Mila J had the whole stadium rocking. Like, the whole stadium rocking. I was like, wow, that's what's up. But Janae's music is great. It's cool. I listen to Janae's music when I'm not doing too well, when I'm in like a mood, when I'm in like a meditative, serene mood. I wouldn't necessarily, she was great. Far as Bryson was like up here, then Janae and Mila J stayed up here, and then Janae took us down here. And so it was like, okay, song after song after song. It was cool, but it was just like, okay, is she done? I want her to be done. Because after a while, we just wanted Chris Brown. It was just like, it went on. But like I said, the whole time Janae was out there, everybody was rocking with her. So she did, even though I was like, I'm ready for Chris. Like, please stop talking. Please stop singing. Janae's set was great. It was great. Like, people knew her songs. Like, people in front of me was singing her shit. Like, people knew her songs. You know, her Mila J definitely know that you have a pretty damn strong fan base in Alabama. Surprised the hell out of me too. The show, when Chris Brown came up, the beginning, like, the best part, I think, of the show for me is the beginning. It's the beginning. Everything else kind of mellowed out after that. Of course, he flew around, and that was cool as fuck to see. Because even though he wasn't super high, he was high enough where it was like, oh my God, he right in front of us. Like, it was cool. But I could tell he was tired. Like, I know the whole team has to do the IVs and get the energy up. Like, they have to do the whole shit, because I could tell he was tired. Because he didn't perform a couple songs. 2 I know for sure, because I was really expecting I Love You. And on one of them he performed Damage, but then he didn't perform Damaged here though. So I guess it's different I don't know if it's different for each place, but I think it's the same, because they have the same outfits, etc. But he didn't perform a couple songs, and it felt rushed. Of course, I didn't expect him to have routines for popping. I didn't expect him to have routines for stuff he never had routines for. But it would have been nice to see some routines to the old stuff. It would have been nice to see some type of effort put into the routines from his first album, Entitled Chris Brown. It just would have been cool. But yeah, that's about it. Like, All the songs I stood up most of the time. When he got off, I got off. When he was on break, I took a break. It was like maybe 2 or 3 breaks. But like I said, it felt rushed. He did, the only parts that didn't feel rushed was like when he started to do the slower songs, from Don't Judge Me, Residuals, to Take You Down. When he started to do all those slow ones, it was like Feel Something, Sensational. That's when it kind of mellowed down and mellowed out, and it started to, I won't say fall flat, but it started to get like, I don't know. It just started to, it didn't fall flat because people's like still grooving. Like, it was still cool. Everybody's still moving to it. I need to feel something. Like, people were still moving and grooving to it, but it was just like, when is he gonna pick it back up though? So I think that his set list could be better. As far as its order, could be better for sure. Because why are we singing No Air and then Forever? Like, Forever is the last song, beautiful, but why is No Air before Forever? Like, I didn't get that. So some of like the organization is a little off. Like, and that's the same thing with 11:11. 11:11 was better because it was more concise. Like, we were focused on one album, and it was in order because he did it by the elements. But even then, I would say with that show as well, there's no organization to all the theatrics. It's just like, okay, you said this to say what? And it's just a whole bunch of cliche stuff. And it's much of the same rhetoric we already know about Christopher Maurice Brown, There's nothing new we learn about him, and I think that's the missing piece as well. With each tour, there's no new footage. There's no new, like, where's the new stuff? Introduce us to the mid-30s Chris Brown. Let's get to know him. Let's get to know Breezy. We don't enter into Breezy. We don't even know where Breezy come from. Like, we don't even know, let's delve into that. Let's delve into the nicknames. Let's delve into these things. So I think that's the thing too. It's missing a connection because it's not revealing any more new information, any new updates or anything to his life, etc. It's like the same stuff. Especially if you're a huge fan, like, it was like maybe 2 or 3 songs I didn't know because I didn't really like them. But if you've been a huge fan of Chris for his whole career, like, the ins and outs of that shit, we learned absolutely nothing new. And I feel like if we learned something new, it would have connected better and it would have hit home better. I don't think he's a person, he's also, I guess he would be a private person. I don't really know. But I think he has to get to a place where he can be vulnerable in front of the camera. Let the people know something, let the people hear something, like, feel something from your heart, because he has to have some type of heart, some type of, like, a different mindset to produce the type of music he produces and all the stuff he's written, etc. So where is that coming from? Let's get into the artistry. Let's talk about how much he writes, how much he produces, and how many projects he's done for free, how many artists he's helped out. Like, I want that documentary. I want the artists. I want people to break it down. I want you to break it down. I want Chris to tell his own story and be dreaming about it. You can't be ashamed about you being wrong in your story, because you still win. It's your story. You still win because it's your story, Chris, and you're writing your own story. You win because you're the only person walking in your shoes. You don't lose. You can't lose at living your life. I can't win at living your life. You can't win at living my life. You already won at living your life, so just live your life. No pun intended. But yeah, we learned nothing new with it, and I wish we had. Royalty's tall. We got footage of Royalty as a kid. Some of the same stuff. So it's like, she's like tall. She's almost tall as him. She's like half his height right now. Like, we don't have to hear her speak or anything, but it's like, what does Christopher the dad look like? Because he seems like he can be a little tough sometimes. Like, he don't play. Like, he'll play with him, he's the fun parent, but he's also like, I know he can lay down the law, because he seems like the type of person that can be both. But let us see that, let us see who you are. Let's get away from proving that you're not the bad guy that did this and did that. We already know you're not that guy. We already know you're complex and you have layers. We already know that, some things about you are not great and some things about you are great. And that's just you. Some people like you because of this. Some people don't like you because of that, right? We already know that compound. We already know how that's going, right? But let's get into who you are right now, who you want people to remember you by, because this is what this moment is about. 11:11 to now, and going forward, how do you want to be remembered? That we got to discuss your artistry. We got to discuss that you own your masters. We got to discuss that you do this. We got to discuss how you got into this. A lot of people didn't know he invested in Burger King a long time ago. So let's get into the artist Chris Brown, the businessman Chris Brown, and then let's also get into the father, the boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend, the friend, the ex-friend, the son, the father, the friend, the brother. Let's get into that Chris Brown as well. And let's pull away from proven that you're not that bad guy anymore. We know, you know. And even during his set, you know, during the Take You Down song, there was like, even somebody behind me said, yep, she likes skin. I said, oh my God. So yeah, and she looked like a dancer. It looked orchestrated anyway. So like I said, the show felt rushed. It felt really rushed, and it was over by 10:30, I would say. And I was expecting to be over like at 12, because I just know he about to perform everything. And it just wasn't there. I think that bigger cities do get more energy and more people, etc., because they bring different energies. And Alabama's not that energetic of a place, you know. But it did feel a little rushed. But again, it's a great show. 10 out of 10 recommend. My personal rating, I would say 7.9 out of 10. Yeah, 7.9 out of 10 from beginning to the end. You know, 7.9 out of 10. I think, yeah, even though it was we were in the stadium instead of the arena, it could have still been in the, you know, the only thing big about it was the set, you know. But we had people from different places there. That's how it sold out. But we could have stayed in the arena for the kind of show it was. Not the kind of set it was, but for the kind of show it was, we could have stayed in the arena. NBA Youngboy will be here soon. I will not be going to that one. I don't know enough of his shit. And I feel like if you go to that concert, you gotta know every song, because they're going, from start to finish, they're gonna be boom, back, boom, back. I don't have the energy. I'm off of edible right now. So yeah, the Chris Brown show was great. We got there in one piece. We got home in one piece in the Uber, and all is well. So that's why I currently went. And, you know, during the winter, I typically go to choirs. I go see choirs, churches, colleges, orchestras around the city. Usually colleges. College always has something going on. Somebody's college always has somebody singing. Somebody's playing the instrument, you know, something. But yeah, the Chris Brown concert was cute. But I'm okay with seeing the king of reinvention, okay? The king of reinvention. I'm okay with that being my last time seeing Chris. I don't think there's anything new he can do, even though there's so much new he actually can do. But I think he's good now. I think he's good. I think I'm good. I know I'm good on seeing him ever again. Like, I'm good. You know, I just want to see him get his respect and his accolades in the industry. 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, he won't. But I'm just excited to hear the news about Chris. But it's time to move on to some more artists. So yeah.